So on Sunday at Mustard Seed, Susan Russell, along with various members of her extended family and the family of Hats for Homeless, put on a fantastic morning tea, thanks to Inner Space for their support of that. And we raised more than $600, I think, for Hats for Homeless, and people bought beanies and scarves and different things. And we also let people know about the ministry, and that all sorts of connections were formed between Hats for Homeless and places that give out food. And yeah, it's just so good to be in the community doing those good things. And Susan shared wonderfully about mother's heart and the kind of love that a mother has for a child, not just biological mothers and children, but that whole mothering thing that is so important in community. And this coming Sunday we're going to be reading from Acts in the first chapter. That's Acts chapter 1 verses 6 to 11, and it's the story of Jesus being taken up into the clouds, the ascension. And it's not the end of the story. It's really just the beginning of the story that is the story of the life of Christ in our awareness and experience of Christ. But you might say it is the end of the beginning of the story is what I was trying to say, yes. So this marks the end of the beginning of the story, because it is the moment where Jesus is taken up from the earth. And it's fascinating the way it's told, because all sorts of particular details are included, and all sorts of things that I'd really like to know just aren't mentioned. Like, did Jesus have to flap his arms to go up, or was it like stepping on a glass elevator? Doesn't tell us, but he disappeared into the clouds. And it's important to notice that Jesus doesn't die, a little bit like Elijah in the Old Testament, taken up in a chariot of fire. And so there's this anticipation amongst the Jews that Elijah will return at Passover time, because he hasn't died, and so he presumably is still around and will come back. And that's a similar situation that we get with Jesus, because he doesn't die but is said to return, and we anticipate his return. So we're going to talk about all that means, how the disciples weren't let in on the details of timing. Jesus makes it clear that they don't get told when things are going to happen. They just have to respond faithfully, and that's what they do. And that's what we also are called to do. So, Mustard Seed, this coming Sunday, we're going to talk about the ascension, Jesus being taken up, not dying. It's very supernatural, in the sense that it's not just natural. People don't do that stuff every day. We can't really explain it in the normal terms of what normally happens in normal life. So this is a very supernatural occurrence, and we're going to explore what it means for us today. Come along to Mustard Seed, great community doing great work, and you'd do well to be part of it. Hope you can be. See you soon.